Okay, good morning. This is Ashish, and today is 22nd May 2025. And today the market actually opened here on 24,731 and it started going down. So I already took entry into the put buying today, and I'm doing today is option trading. That's only the thing that I'm doing today, and I'm currently making around 3,000 rupees profit. So this is a 5 minute chart of Nifty May futures, and that's my entry into 29th May and 24 to 50 put. The reason I took an entry into to this strike price because it is actually around 100, and I can buy around 10 lots of this because of the margin issue. So I took an entry around there. So that is that. And the reason for me to take an entry into this one is because I see some volume increment as the market is actually going on weekly. It is surely the volume is increasing as the market is going up. That is not a good thing. So I and one more thing that we are at the top of everything. So I was hoping to get some sell options from some sellers to actually push the market to the downside. That is the one reason behind me to take an entry into this as a put buy after confirming from the volume on weekly. Other than that, if we go to the monthly also, we can see this last month is actually having very high volume, as you can see, and most of the volume is coming from there, from the down itself. So, but according to me, this movie is still on. So that is the one reason for me to think that it is still for the buy. So I'm just doing a counter sell for now because of the volume and the weekly, which is actually supporting me too also. Today, the market when after this consolidation, this whole consolidation, the market actually gone down and it broke the last day's low. And when it broke, I took an entry around there at that location. So that is my reason for taking the entry. Even if I go to the 1 hour, we can see there is a huge consolidation, and all this consolidation is actually been broken today. And the highest volume on daily, if I see, is on hourly. I can see that that is this candle with very high volume. So that is one of strong levels which we can consider, that we need a very high volume from the downside so that we can break this all levels. So for now, I can see that we don't see any high volumes around here. So until and unless we see some high volumes, we cannot say that this move is ready to go upside. We are actually approaching to a support level, we can say that. So around there we should get somewhere, we should get high volume support. So that is one thing I'm hoping. That is the reason that market should come around these levels, around 24 400 or 24 500, somewhere there. It should easily come around this level. That is my targets. So I'm currently making 8,000 rupees profit, and I'm actually already put a limit price around 115. So I will sell around 3 for 75 lots around there. Uh, 375 quantity, not lots. I already actually 10 lots are the only thing that I actually took an entry with. So that is my target for now. For initial targets, I can say one finish, first primary target, that is. If the market goes even lower than that, then I will continue with my remaining lots and see around 180 is my target. I can say that that is where I can completely going to go out of this around those 170 to 180. That is my final targets. A status update, and this is the trade I actually was in. and I'm actually is in, and I took an entry around there, as you can see, and I'm currently making loss of 6,500 rupees. I little bit added two lots around this level at 62, 82, just to average my loss, and the market is still in. I'm actually still for the sell only, so I don't actually got out of this trade. I'm still around 7,000 rupees loss. Uh, there are things which I actually didn't did properly into this trade, and actually made one mistake, a very big mistake. Usually, I always make those mistakes. Is that whenever I see some kind of breakdown from the previous day or something like that, I actually took an entry around there, considering that it may go, and I was actually unable to enter on this trade, and it will just go away. So that is my biggest mistake in this trade. That is the reason I'm right now into the loss. So I haven't seen around this trade is this consolidation is daily, right? So when this all thing just broke it downside, I just took an entry around here, and I was hoping that I could sell a little bit and make a little bit of profit, because I was actually doing a counter trend. This is a counter trend, not a sell move. What that is for sure. Uh, Actually, the thing is that my entry is very close to the SNR on weekly, even though I do have very high volume on this. But if I go into a little bit lower time frame and see my analysis, then I come to realize that the most of the volume is basically coming from the daily from the buyer side. So we do have very high volumes around this level where actually it broke it, and it actually coming back in. So we do have very high volumes here, and the market is coming down with very low volume. See, you don't have any volumes around here. Now only it is actually going to have a little bit high volume. So I was actually took an entry around here, and I was into the option trading. So that is one thing which I should have noticed, because the options and the futures are both run basically very differently. If the movement is not happening into the future, then it will not give you much losses. But if it's not happening in the options, then it definitely going to give you much losses. So the movement is basically not in there, and that is the reason I was taking 11,000 dollars plus C. So is that, and the biggest thing is that I was neglected. I actually didn't did my proper analysis when I see this uh, move coming down. I actually thought that it can go, but actually it will not go, because this is an SNR level, and the market this is in a bigger time frame level also. So there is high possibility that it will just take support from there, and it will try one more attempt to the buyer side. So this move is all for the buy, not for the sell. That is for sure. And I was doing a small bit of counter trend to make a little bit of profit, and I was actually getting a decent profit around there also, but I didn't book it. I was hoping to get a little bit more, but I feel to realize that we are around the SNR level, and the market will not be moving very fast. My mistake in analyzing all those things, and it actually consolidating around there, and I don't think it can go now, because even though we do have this volume bridge, but the if we go to the lower time frame, and I can clearly see that the most of the volume is coming from that candle, which is coming down. So it definitely, if you even go even lower than that to see the volume analysis, then I see that this is the volume which is actually coming from the buyer side, not from the sell side. So that is my That is the reason, actually, one of the reason that I fail to analyze that which side the volume is coming. Closing with the rejection, I'm not closing it. Even if it is closing with a very strong move upside, then I'm definitely closing it. So let the scanner close. Okay, it looked like we had a little bit of rejection there. So I'm not closing the trade for now. Let the second candle, let me show, let's see the second candle. Is it taking support on this level, or it will not be taking support? Status update. At last, market actually moved and it broke the day's low, and this is where it is right now. Market actually gone up, down, I mean down, and it is trying to take support around here because this is a pivot point level which I am actually marking it here. So I don't want to lose all the profit I actually made today, because the whole day was the consolidation part and it's broke it. I don't want it to make a spike and just go inside again. So I'd like to book some profit over here. If it is not if it doesn't touches, then I'm actually closing all my positions today itself and actually breaking even all the profits. So I'm holding it for a little bit longer and like to see how what it, I'd like to see how it is working. So this is current, my profit is around 5,000 rupees, and that's it. I booked my profit and around 5,000 rupees. That is my profit around. And net after cutting all the losses, I am actually making around 4,700 rupees profit today. And the move, I actually got out around this candle itself. Uh, the reason for my exit is that I actually was hoping that it should go lower than that, but the momentum is not there. That is the reason the option is not actually moving that as much as the this futures is moving. So I was actually not in that trade. I was not actually hoping that that trade actually going to give me any good profit after that. That is the reason I took out of it. Other than that, move is actually very slow. See, there is a lot of spikes. So, and on weekly basis, if I see, this move is around the support level, so the buyers can actually come in and can actually try from there itself. I was not actually hoping that the trade was going to go down very fast, but I was also not hoping that it will struggle so much. Not today itself, but it did. And a very long interval of time, after a very long interval of time, it actually made around lows. But if we see then the most of the volume is around here, if in this move, so this move should go down. That is the reason I actually hold it for a very long interval of time, even though I'm actually making loss of 15,000 rupees. So this is actually took support from that level and is trying to go down even now. So it doesn't had any momentum right now, but it can go down with very struggling move. And this is the sign of, this is also the sign of that the buyers are basically trying to get into it. But until and unless we don't see any volume here in the downside, we can't say that the move is ready to go upside. So we can't say anything about this right now, but the move is very struggling. And if I have wouldn't have gone out of this trade, then I was making loss or break even right now. So that is one thing. And other than that, this whole move is coming down a struggle. I don't see volume on 15 minutes. If I go to the 1 hour, there is still a volume which is increasing as it going down, but I don't see any good volume on the lower side, but it is struggling. So if we go even lower than that, then we can see that the most of the volume is coming from the buyer itself, not from the seller. This move is if this is if this break, this breach, if you see the volume on this breach, we can clearly say that the volume is coming from the buyer side, not from the seller side. See, this is the highest volume, and if we go to even the lower time frame, we can see that this is the candle which has the highest volume. So after the breach, this is the level which actually broke. So this is the volume actually came out. So that is the reason when the buyers trying to go, but there is no volume till around here, so it won't able to go up because of that volume. So that is one thing that I was hoping that it should come down, and trying multiple time, and finally it broke down. But after it broke, uh, it it came down back into it and trying to fix it. I'm still not seller biased because this is all for the buy, not for the sell. This is just that I see some good amount volume, and in the morning I see the momentum, so I try to get in, but I was a little bit late to get into this trade, and was hoping to go little lower than that, but it didn't, and it struggled a lot the whole day. And one more thing is that today is expiry, so that is a negative point for me. So I have to hold that trade for the whole day. Uh, Otherwise, if it broke that level, then I will book my losses, because after breaking that level, there is very high chances that it's going to take support. Otherwise, it goes just back in and try, and the buyers will come in and it will move the market upside. So the only thing is that I don't see any volumes. That is the reason I was holding it, and it is not breaking my anything above than that. But now it is struggling, so it is kind of thing that the buyers are actually ready to go make this trade upside. Till unless we don't see any volume on the buy side, this trade is not ready for the buy. Next day, I was hoping that uh, this move is still for the sell until unless I don't see anything on 4 hours. The 4 hours should actually stop this trade move. The move is still on and still going strong. If we see from the 4 hours, the move is weekly on the downside. Actually, coming this move is coming from weekly is coming down, and this is should take support from this consolidation and trying to go up one more time, but I don't see any weakness on 4 hours, because that move should be stopped on 4 hours. So until unless we don't see any weakness on the 4 hour, this move will try and come down a little bit more than lower than that move. Even try to go a little bit lower from that. Even may come to around 24,500 or 24,400 if it gains some strength while coming down. This is all what I was thinking all about. And one more thing I was constantly watching is that the open interest, and we can see that we do have a very high open interest on the upside for the today. And if I see the collective open interest, and then we can clearly see that the now we do have on 24/5 300, we do have very high open interest, but later on it was not there almost. Now the people are actually building up the positions around that, so there could be high chances that this move is going to stop, and the buyers are actually coming in. So going back to 1 hour, I love to see some kind of struggle from 1 hour and failing on 1 hour by the sellers. And I can clearly see they are actually slowing down. But I need some volume too. I also need some volume here, so we can actually think that this is for the buy. Until unless I don't see any volume, I don't see this is for the buy. But even though the market is actually slowing down, even though the market is actually slowing down. So that is all for that today's trade. I made a profit of around 479.58. Let's say after charges how much I'm going to get. But That is all my post analysis of this trade.